All right, looks like we're here. I am rolling up the blinds because it's sunny. How is everyone? Well, there's one person out there so right now. More will probably join in a bit. Bear with me, I'm gonna roll up all the blinds and all that good stuff. Get some light in here. At least some of the blinds. I will pull out my computer too, so I'll be able to see what everyone says and texts and stuff. I probably can see it here too. Hang on, let's see. All right, well, it should pop up. Okay, so I'm just going to be opening the blinds for a second. Alexa, turn on the piano. Okay, lights on. Let's open up the front too. Excuse the cord on the floor. Hey, Gerald, how are you? On this little mini tripod thing. Let's open some of these blinds too. We're good. And all right, let me open up. I'll open up my computer so I can read them while I play and practice and stuff. So as I get set up, how's everyone doing? Assume y'all are probably still at home too. Alexa, kitchen on. Okay, let's put this here. Bring over a chair and I'll plug in my phone. So I assume everyone is at home. I am. Crazy times. I'll just say that, I guess. Hopefully, oh good. You're glad you're doing fine, Gabriel. It's, if someone had said like just a few months ago that the world would be like it is now, I'd be like, oh, you're nuts, so you know, whatever. But it sure has changed fast, hasn't it? Oh man, hopefully you are all safe though, and healthy and all that good stuff. I'm using a small little tripod this time, so maybe. Oh, sorry, that might happen a few times. I don't know where the big tripod is, so I'm just gonna use the small one today. It will be more intimate. All right. I also need some coffee. So, just grab that, and top it off. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a few weeks since I've done a practice piano with Charlie live stream. All right, let's set this up here so we can, first of all, put the coffee there. I'm gonna unplug this for a second as I go find a coaster. Nothing's easy in the morning sometimes, isn't it? You know, there's days where nothing's easy. Yeah. All right. Coaster. All set. Got a coaster. Stick it there. Boom. Done. All right. Oh, we'll be able to see it from above. Yeah, that's cool. It's harder to do when I'm doing a live stream because you can only really easily do one camera at a time on a live stream. There's ways you can do others but it requires this ridiculously hard setup. From above is cool. So I got this one thing on my head, like this head strap thing, and I've recorded one video. It's on my YouTube channel somewhere. It might be the Turkish March, where it's like, oh, my backyard looks nice. Thank you, Gerald. You won't believe how much I have been, I call it farming. Look at this. Like yesterday, like this kid from one of the neighbor kids threw a whole bunch of balls by accident. I'm trying to get the grass here to grow. I've been out there farming and fertilizing and seeding and overseeding, and I spent so much money on like seed and fertilizer. If it's not gonna grow, it'll at least glow neon, like radioactive from all the stuff I put over it. Anyway, thank you for noticing. It's actually fun for me. I love going out and doing yard work. I think it might be, well, it's probably a few things, but I think part of it is that like it's instant gratification. Like when you're practicing the piano, you know, you might make a little bit of an improvement some days, and some days you might get worse. It's kind of one of those things where you hopefully slowly go up and to the right, but oftentimes there's setbacks and sometimes it plateaus. But when you're doing yard work, bam, you go out there and you mow the lawn, bam, it looks great, instantly. I've tried the sod thing, Gerald, I tried the sod thing. So a couple years ago, a year or two ago, I ended up ripping out a whole bunch of grass, which I thought was crabgrass, but turned out it wasn't. It was just a different kind of grass. And then I patched it up with sod. It didn't work. It was like, it didn't work. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but like it didn't work. Like I patched it up and it looked awful, and then it never like rooted. And then I ended up having to just rip it all out again and then plant seed, and it worked. That side I always have a problem because we live on a hill, and so each house goes down a little bit to the left. So that house is a little higher than us. The next house is a little lower than us. And so that side of the lawn is always like more damp because we have high fences too. And so like the sun doesn't get much direct sun, and this is becoming gardening with Charlie. But hang on, as I'm talking, I'll open up the chat thing here so I can see the chats there. Because once I start, I won't be able to. But anyways, it's fun. I like gardening. I don't really do much gardening, but like lawn work, power washing, you know, like all the Home Depot stuff. I love that. Home Depot stuff. So I love going to like one of my hobbies is basically going to Home Depot and figuring out what I want to like do. Like what's the next project. I'm like becoming an old man fast. Okay, so I can look at all the things that I missed before, all the comments. Writing a piece right now. When I saw a notification you're streaming. Oh, cool, Gabriel. How often do you have your piano tuned? It's supposed to be every 6 months. It's way overdue. And then coronavirus hit, so it actually was squeaking. The soft pedal was squeaking like when it moved, and I took part of the thing apart and somehow I fixed it. So now the soft pedal doesn't squeak anymore. So I don't know how I did that. Let me move you guys over here for now so it doesn't look like I'm talking to nothing. I'm looking at the computer so I can see the comments that you wrote earlier because they pop up briefly on my phone and then they disappear. Can you put it the same angle as last time? How did I do it last time? I missed that, Gabriel. How did I do it last time? Did I do it right from the side? Did I do it right from the side? Oh, I did it kind of above. Yeah, I don't have that. I remember I stuck it on a high chair on a tripod. I don't know where that tripod is. I'm using one of those little 3 mini tiny ones. Yeah, you know the little, you can handheld them and they're like the little octopus leg ones. Yeah, I'm using that. I don't know where the other one is. I gotta find it. So, sorry. Love being able to see the keys. Okay, your background looks nice. Thank you. What interval can you reach on the piano? Comfortably 9. I can do 10 with a little stretch. I mean, kind of 11 if 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, but barely. Yeah, I mean, that's like not playable. 10? 10, okay. Assad, yeah. Yeah, I tried that, Gerard. What about the angle you had in the previous? Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry about that, Gabriel. I know, I can't find, I don't know where it is. I think someone, I don't know. I misplaced it or something. It'll be somewhere in the house. Maybe next time, sorry. Maybe I can put it like close to the side of the piano so you can see it or something. I'm not gonna be playing very fast this time because I'm learning some new stuff. Look at this, Rock 2. Never played it, started learning it. It's a beautiful piece. I need more coffee. But I am the world's worst sight reader. I'm really not good at it. And it takes me a long time playing it over and over and over again to like learn the note. Once I learn it, I can memorize it fast. But before then, it's just like painful. So you can like turn the volume down. Rock 2 is amazing. I think it sounds better than Rock 3. I mean, Rock 3 is cool at the beginning. But I mean, aside from that, it's just a whole bunch of just notes, right? Okay, I'm gonna like, some people are gonna be like, Rock 3 is the best. I mean, it's a beautiful piece, but I think Rock 2 is more beautiful, if that makes sense. I don't really know 1 and 4 well. I played, the only other rock concerto I've played, aside from the Rock 2, well, Rock 2 I haven't played, I'm learning the Rock 2, is the Paganini variations. I performed that before. And that's, you know, that one's hard to put together because it's not, you know, when you have a big piece like, you know, a 3-movement piece, each movement is pretty long, like 10 minutes. So, you know, you have a lot of time to kind of get together with the orchestra and the tempo doesn't change every 3 measures. But with the variations, it's like every few minutes it changes and you're always like having to be like right on it with the orchestra. It's really hard to put together for everyone. I think the pianist and the orchestra. I started learning that one like a week ago. Wait, which one? Rock 2 or the Rock 3? Sorry, I didn't see your text when it first popped up. Do you harmonically analyze the score? No. I agree. Rock 2. Oh yeah, me too. Great time. We're Rock 2 buddies, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't harmonically analyze the score to help with memorization. No. What I do is sometimes I'll write in notes, like if it's a ledger line, I'll like write it in. If it's like a big harmony and like I'm doing, it's like a chord, it's like, oh, E minor, I'll like write E minor and then I circle it so that when I'm reading it again, I know, oh, that's E minor, so I'm gonna like individually read the notes. How much time does it take to memorize and play at concert level? I like to give myself minimum a year. Minimum. And then there's people who can like sight read it, you set something down, they'll just sight read it and play it up to speed. And maybe they can play it within a week or two. I don't know, I'm not that, that's freaky. For me, I like to give myself at least a year. Ideally, you can like slowly learn it, slowly process it, because the longer you have it kind of mulling around in the back of your head, the better, I think. Or at least for me. At least it feels more confident. I feel more confident. I like minimum a year, preferably 2 or more. Would you recommend tuning my own piano? I don't know. I've never tuned mine. And that's an art in itself. I mean, like, since it's like quarantine time, so like, you know, you don't really have a choice. So if it's really bad, like you can't stand it, I mean, you could try, but you know, do it at your own risk. Yeah, I guess like if you had a tuning thing and it was really bad, you could probably make it a little better without screwing it up too much. You know, like you just twist it and, you know, but it's not gonna be like a good technician, because a good technician, I have a guy here in Washington State who's been tuning my piano since I was like 7 or 8. And he still works on my piano, and he's like the only guy I let touch my piano, and he's amazing. But you got to find a guy like that, right? Or a woman like that. You know, he's a good friend. But I don't touch mine's okay still. I mean, it needs to be tuned. It's like I can live with it for a little while. Surprisingly, I haven't gotten this one tuned. Hey, it's Molly. Hi, Molly. Look, it's Molly, folks. Hello. Say hi to everyone. Come here. Sit down my coffee. Say hi to everyone before I start. Say hello, everybody. It's Molly. Molly came down to say hi. Say hi to everybody. Boop, boop. Molly says hi. Everyone says hi. Okay, you're gonna go back upstairs and find Stella? Stella's upstairs working. All right, so everyone hit that like button, share it. It helps the YouTube algorithm. You know, this whole social media thing, it's so frustrating sometimes, especially Facebook. Oh, Facebook. Like with the tags and everything, but the Facebook's tags never work, so you have to always do it manually over and over and over again, like tons of them all the time. And then you get like these fraudulent copyright strikes, and then they mute your music on Facebook. On YouTube, they'll demonetize it, but of course mine isn't even monetizable, so even though I have like 20 some hundred subscribers, they won't let me monetize if I don't have enough view hours. And Facebook, when I post something, this is a rant, when I post something on Facebook, sometimes it goes out to like all the people or a lot of the people who like my page, and then sometimes it goes out to no one, just because, I don't know. I mean, it has to do with the algorithm, so how fast people like it, how much people share it, how much people comment. I think engagement's a big one, but you know, it's hit or miss. So sometimes I'll post something, it goes out to like, it says reaches like 500 people. And then sometimes I'll post something and then it's like a few thousand people see it. And same time of the day, it's hit or miss. I know, loving the rant, yeah. And then so the other day, I was like posting something and then it got like copyright striked by some group somewhere, and then they just mute it. So I spent like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours recording and editing and all this, and then they go and freaking mute it fraudulently. It's like, it's me playing, it's a piece that's, you know, freaking 200 or 300 years old. It's public domain. What are you doing? Okay, let's see what your questions. I didn't read some. Do I have perfect pitch, Alvin? Yeah, I do. Yeah, or maybe just some small touches. Oh, for the tuning piano. I mean, you could try it. If it's really bad, you could try it. Just don't break anything. Do it at your own risk. Once you learn it, how do you keep it in your head? Just playing it through. Once I've learned something, I can usually bring it back really fast. but it takes me forever to learn it. So it's that kind of catch-22. If there's one note that's a little off, yeah, maybe if you, again, do it at your own risk. I don't know I don't have a tuning fork. I mean, could you use like a pair of pliers or something? Maybe, just don't break anything if you're gonna do it, and do it at your own risk. Molly, hi Molly, loving this rant, yeah. Which social media platforms have the largest, lowest audiences on average? Well, classical music is kind of weird. So YouTube is like, so Facebook, this is what I think. I don't use my personal Facebook anymore. I have like a personal page, Charlie Park, or personal profile, but I don't really use it. I just kind of stopped using it. I very rarely will go on to like look at my news feed or anything. So I basically only have that because you have to have one to have a page, which I do have on Facebook, which is very active. So I use that. And that has like, I think I have 7,000 something likes on that. So you'd think that, still talk with your hands. Yep. So on Facebook, hi Molly. On Facebook, I will, post all kinds of stuff, but it's frustrating because like sometimes to get more likes, you'll pay for advertising. And then when people like your page, I did that a while back. So I got some people who, you can advertise to people who like classical music, whatever. And then the thing is, once they like your page, you'd think that they would get all of the posts that you get because they liked your page. It doesn't work that way. Once they like, so you have to pay for advertising to get likes, and then you have to pay for advertising to get people to like your page. And then once they like it, they don't actually see all the stuff that you post because you have to like, sometimes, as I said before, sometimes you'll post and it'll go out to a lot of the people, never all of them. And sometimes it'll go out to almost no one. And if you want to, it's like, oh, you can boost your post to get more people on your page to like it, or to get more people to like your, see your post. So they get you on both ends. Like you have to pay for advertising to get likes, and then once you have likes, you have to pay to distribute to the likes. So it's kind of frustrating because like you spend a lot of time working on it, recording and editing and all that kind of stuff, video angles and stuff, and then you upload it and it's just like sometimes. YouTube is, so I think more people on classical, at least I have a stronger following on Facebook than on YouTube. YouTube I'm at like not quite 3,000. It used to be monetized and then they changed it. I think I've made a grand total over like 10 years on YouTube or something close to it of $100. Over 10 years. So it kind of, I think one time I got $100 after like years and years of it, and then they demonetized it, so I make zero off of it now, zero. So yeah, it's working for not even peanuts. It's working for nothing. But hopefully people will see it, and that'll be good. Just squish my fingers. Algorithm nightmares. Yeah, it's like who clicks like, who shares, how fast. So I'm trying to push on both YouTube and Facebook. YouTube is much better for videos, just in general. I'm also trying to push Instagram, but Instagram is super short stuff. Like you can only post a 60-second clip unless you do an IGTV thing, which is a pain, and very few people seem to watch that one. I did 1 or 2 of those. So I'll often post a short clip on Instagram and say, look it on YouTube. What kind of coffee at home? Costco, of course. Sorry, your cost of the Pantages was, yeah, I'm sad too. I mean, it's kind of out of everyone's control. On Saturday, the day the concert was supposed to be, so May 9th, I'm gonna be doing a live stream with Sarah, the conductor, and then afterwards, I'm gonna release a video that I already recorded it. So long story short, I learned a piece of music. I was gonna play 2 pieces with the Symphony Tacoma, Rhapsody in Blue, and always click on your vids. Thank you, Gabriel. So I was gonna play Rhapsody in Blue and Nadia Boulanger Fantasy for Piano and Orchestra. So it's one of those pieces that I think there's one recording ever of it. No one ever plays it. It's a beautiful piece, but no one ever plays it. And it's one of those pieces that I'll probably never play it again. Like, let's just be frank. So I spent like a year and a half or whatever learning it with the anticipation of playing it on Saturday, and then this whole fiasco happened, and so the concert was inevitably canceled, and so that kind of goes. That's how it goes. As the saying goes, shit happens, right? I mean, but Stella and I are very blessed we can weather the storm, at least in the short run. But it's a crazy time for everyone, I think. So anyway, I figured, well, I learned the piece. There's no recordings of it. I'll just play it through. It was a couple weeks in before I even knew if it was going to be canceled or not, but I figured it's like, it's looking like it's probably going to get canceled. So I recorded it, just the piano solo version, and I was gonna put it up, and I was talking with Sarah, the conductor, and she was saying, well, why don't you put it up after the live stream? So it's kind of like, join us for the live stream on the concert night, and then you can listen to what he would have played. So it worked out. So I'll put it on. So Saturday night, I don't know what time, probably 7, or it'll probably be on the Symphony Tacoma site. Yeah, it was gonna be fun, but it's kind of one of those, one of those things where, no one could see this coming, and So anyway, I hope you all are all doing good. I'll start playing the piano a little bit. I'm thinking of doing, so I'm learning the Emperor Concerto, Beethoven 5, for a concert I'm doing in September. Knock on wood. Everything is kind of up in the air. My entire season, so far I've had 3 official things that have come and gone, if you count this coming Saturday. But a lot of things are being pushed. Like, a ton are being, this entire season is a giant, big fat question mark. I've got things that are being pushed back tentatively as far as next August. So my next one coming up was going to be the Newport Music Festival in Rhode Island in July at the Breakers, the big Vanderbilt mansion. It's a gorgeous place, right in there. That whole thing is canceled. I think they're going to push me back and try to reschedule it in October. That's kind of up in the air though. I have another little private fundraising thing with an orchestra late July. I haven't heard anything about that one. September, I was going to play with the Mobile Symphony Orchestra, but they're going to tie what they do in with what the sporting football teams do, and it's looking like they might push their season back a month, which means my September concert would get pushed back to next June, 2021. It's just a whole lot. Another concert I was going to give out in Oklahoma is in all likelihood canceled. It's a fiasco. But what you gonna do? Everyone's in a kind of a tough spot. Anyway, enough of the ranting. Stella and I are very blessed that we can at least weather the storm in the short run. But it's a crazy time for everyone. It's tough. But for everybody. So stay safe and healthy. And hopefully all this will go. Let me turn on Do Not Disturb mode. Hang on here. Hopefully all of this will kind of go by the wayside soon. Do I give virtual lessons? I do. Not a lot, but I do. Via FaceTime. Yeah. All right. Let's start with some Emperor Concerto, because I can play that one a little bit better than... This is practice time, so it's going to sound bad, because that's how you sound good, is you start sounding... That's not necessarily true. I'm going to sound bad because I'm still learning all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to set you guys over here for now. We can try a few different camera angles. Let me plug it in so it doesn't die. Sound-wise, let's see. Sound-wise, let me turn off the tooth. Sound-wise, there's this. Okay. I put these on so it doesn't hurt my ears too much. I can play more loudly. It shouldn't be coming through. Oh. There we go. I think it's good. Can you guys still hear me? Let me double check you can still hear. There we go. I think it's good. Okay. You have to turn off Bluetooth, otherwise they connect with this and then the microphone starts coming through here, and these microphones are bad. Oh, yeah, Alvin, yeah, the cancellations, they suck, but it's across the board. Every single person around the world who gives concerts is just, and yeah. So anyway, let's get going. So it should be coming through the normal phone again, which is a little bit better. Let me put you guys up again. I do not like this thing, but I'll put you guys around here. Let me raise I got an extension cord so we can be flexible in movement. All right. maybe I'll stick you right here, and then you can see it from the side a little bit. All right, good enough. Let's make sure it doesn't topple over, though. The higher, the better. Yeah, I'm on one of those little stick things, which is a pain. I don't know where the other one went. It's not in here, is it? No. I don't know. Maybe next time. I'll find it, hopefully, by next time. All right. This is no good. Let's do this. How's that? A little better. All right. Hey, Paul, how are you? You missed my rant. I was ranting at the beginning. Well, you can rewind and listen to the rant. Hope you're doing good, everyone. All right. Let's look at, oh, you heard it. Okay. All right. This is a big practice. I'm just learning this stuff. So let's listen to or practice or try to play a little bit of Beethoven 5. This is the first movement. It starts, the first time, or not the first time I heard it, but one of the, when I didn't know this piece at all and I was just playing it, I always thought it's like a bunch of just arpeggios and scales. Like this one particular, this fifth one. Have I played Choral Fantasy? I have not. No, I haven't done that one. And a lot of the other Beethovens, like Eroica and Variations, there's a lot of his variations. Only other Beethoven concerto I performed is 3. I played that a lot, but not 5. But this is going to be coming in September, knock on wood. Of course, who knows? Who knows? We'll do this. All right. Just going. And on for like 10 minutes, and then I finally come back. Weird one. Because it's like chromatic for a part of it, where you're playing every single note, all the white and all the black. and then it changes to non-chromatic, and then back to chromatic. So it's like just 3 notes are not chromatic, and then the rest of them are. So it's, well, this one's chromatic, not chromatic, chromatic, not chromatic here, chromatic again. It's weird. Good enough. Oh, where am I? The best part of the first movement, you know, the parts where this theme. You know what that kind of sounds like? It sounds like The Little Mermaid. Remember that part? Oh, maybe that's Beauty and the Beast. You know, like. I think it's Beauty and the Beast. That's completely random, Charlie. All right. What addition to the score? Henley Verlag. It's text, I think. Isn't it? I think Henley's text. Yeah. Text, which means basically it's as close to the real, original, non-edited as they can get, I think. I think that's what it usually means. I don't know. They all look blue. This part's awkward too. How long have I been learning this piece? That's not an easy answer. I bought it, so I write down my name and when I bought the score. So I bought it I received the score in September of 2019. But at that point, I didn't even know I was ever going to play it. So it was one of those, like, I just want to have the score so I can learn it because I think it's a good piece to learn. And so I kind of like, I probably started looking at the notes around that time, but not really. You know what I mean? Just kind of like, if I'm bored, I'll look at the notes a little bit, but not really practicing it. And then a few months ago, so I remember I had gotten through the whole piece. Like I could read through it a few months ago. And then then the concert came up. So it's like, oh, good. I just finished learning the notes to the piece. I could now polish it, and so it worked out well. So I can actually play it in September. Again, knock on wood. But yeah, so I bought the score. It says September 2019. So that's when I got it, and I started looking at it just kind of, a little tiny bit just here and there. The thing is, like with the Rachmaninoff, it's the same story. I've had copies of the Rach 2 forever, and I've never, I bought this copy in July 2011. Look at that. And I kind of learned some of the notes I never learned all the notes of the third movement. I kind of learned some of the notes of the second and third, but I could never actually play it anywhere near where I can play it now, which I still can't play it, but like a week ago, I spent a lot of time, one day in particular, learning the first movement. So I can play it better than I could ever have done absent. I can't speak English, I'm sorry. You get my point. So a lot of times I'll buy music, but if there's no real reason to learn it, it's hard to find motivation to actually polish it, yeah. The notes don't make that much sense. Sometimes they skip and sometimes they don't. They're not really a scale, and I'll start this part again. Singer? I'm not, very obviously. Keep your hands together. One trick when your hands aren't together is let your left hand lead. That sometimes helps. Make your right hand follow your left hand. At least if that works, at least if you're right-handed. I don't know if it works if you're left-handed. Better. Counter melody. Kind of like we talked about earlier, where some of the notes are like chromatic and some of them aren't, and it's like, ah. eighth notes to triplet eighth notes. Turn the page, that might help. Ugh. All right, well, I can kind of messy play it, but just gotta keep polishing it. Okay. More coffee. All right. Second movement of this thing is really pretty. This second movement and the rock 2-second movement, very pretty. Like, this is really pretty. All right. So are all you guys out there working from home or staying at home, or I suppose you'd probably be all staying at home unless you're an essential worker. How is stay at home been working out for everyone? Like, been a long time. Washington State has been, well, they kind of like recommended people to, social distance and stuff back in probably like the end of February or something. And it was like either end of February, beginning of March when they actually made the mandatory order. And they keep extending it. So I think today was supposed to be the last day of the most recent extension, but then they extended it to the end of the month. So it's going to be at least till end of May, I suppose. I don't know. It changes like all the time. It seems like the news is always like changing quickly. Ugh. We are in week 7 and it's getting old. Hey, Paul, where are you at? Are you up in Toronto now, or are you back in Michigan? Oh, you're up in Toronto. Oh, so Canada's doing the same stuff. Yeah, I think pretty much most of the world is. I guess Korea though, like Korea had like a bunch of bad cases at the beginning. Remember early on it was like Korea was one of the big hot spots, but they I guess they handled it really well or something, because like my sister-in-law is still going to work every day, and people are going to restaurants, I guess. I don't know if bars are open, but like people going to restaurants, and like you can just go to the store and just buy masks, and it's just like, seems like it's relatively normal. I don't know. I haven't been to Korea now it's been about 1.5 years now, I guess. It's been a while. Okay. But they might be one of the most normal things right now. Much more lockdown than the US. $1,000 fine if you violate. Oh, wow. Boy, yeah, that's a hefty fine. You're in E flat. Very nice to watch. What Beethoven sonata? Oh, so we are, for those tuning in, we're doing Beethoven 5th Concerto. And this is very rough because I'm just learning it. And then we're going to do an even rougher Rachmaninoff 2nd Concerto a little bit. Bars are open in Korea. Oh, man. Korea. 역시 한국. They got their stuff together, I guess. Yeah, everywhere here in the U.S., it's not that way in terms of bars and restaurants and normalcy. Yeah. But hopefully coronavirus will go away soon and people can go back to normal life fast. Okay, let's try second movement of the of this. This is a beautiful movement. It sounds much, much better with an orchestra, but All right, here we go. Stop singing. doesn't help. That's better. Oops. How does this go? Oh, I like how I missed the last note. Better. Okay, that's it. I'll probably play the last three notes together with them. I like doing that. Okay. I've heard Emanuel Ax play this. Wish I could. I played jazz, kind of a theory guy, but Beethoven is amazing. Oh, Emanuel Ax is awesome. Emanuel Ax is amazing. He's an amazing musician and a really, really, really nice guy too. Like, oh, crooked. Like he's like a really nice guy. Yeah, I like him a lot. And as an artist, he's amazing. One of my favorite pianists. What are the headphones for? And you play the trills at the beginning of the third movement with the fourth and fifth finger, or jump quickly to use the stronger ones. Oh, headphones, noise canceling. So right now, nothing's coming through them except for amazing Bose noise canceling amazingness. Bose, if you want to sponsor me, yeah, that'd be nice. I have so much Bose stuff, you should send me free stuff and give me money. Huh? So Bose, here's this, Bose. Yeah. But there's lag latency. Oh yeah, no, I don't have anything in there, so nothing's coming through. So it's no lag or anything because nothing's coming. What are the? Oh, do I play the trills at the beginning of the third movement, fourth and fifth, or jump quickly? I don't know. What do I do? What trills are we talking about? The beginning of the third. You mean that one? So. I do like 3 and then 4, 5. 3 and then 4, 5. Three on the B flat, 4, 5 on the C, I think. Andreas Schiff, too dogmatic. I don't really know his playing that well. I'm not. I don't know Andreas Schiff's playing all that well to be able to say. I think either way, or to be able to say anything about it actually. Does he play dogmatically? I don't really know. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's coming. It's slow. This is still a very, very much work in progress. I can only play half the right notes, but it's coming slowly. I've got a few months to. How many months do I have now? Time is flying. May, June, July, August, September. And it's like the end of September. So I have like 4 or 5 months to polish it. Keep playing it and yeah. All right, so Rock 2. This is even newer. I've only been able to almost play kind of the notes without stopping 3 times a measure as of like a few days ago. So this is really, 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 really rough stuff, but it's a beautiful piece. I haven't even looked at the notes of the third movement. Well, kind of a few of the measures, but that one's crazy. You don't want to hear me go counting ledger lines and stuff. Let's see. I'll go here. All right. Do. Let me take a look at any of the new other comments. Yeah, LOL bars open in Korea. Yeah, Korea seems like they're almost back to normal, but I'm sure it's still a little bit different there. My father and mother-in-law were saying that, or I think my father-in-law was saying that, like, if you go to like the store, like there's all kinds of stuff. There just aren't a lot of people, like shopping. So I know they're staying at home as much as possible and stuff in Korea. So I'm sure everything, I mean, the whole world is different. But there's not many places where bars are open. I guess Korea is one of them. Maybe the only one. All right, let's try a little bit of rock too, but this is really rough. Like really, like cringy. Like I can't play the notes. I'm like literally counting lines. But you gotta start somewhere. I can't sight read music worth a darn, so let's take a look. Oh, you know what all the other ones I've been kind of making a version of? I think Lucia, after I uploaded that funny bolero song that I made up, she was like, do you know Tico Tico? And so like, I didn't know Tico Tico, so I looked it up, and it's a cool song, so I started doing a little jig with Tico Tico. I'm still like, trying to figure it out. I'm playing the wrong key too. Anyway, I've been riffing with it. You can tell the section is long, but it's like... Maybe as an encore or something could be fun. Oh yeah, possible encore piece. It could be fun, yeah. It's a fun piece. Can you play in Bach style? I guess so. I don't know. should go practice. Rock style. Oh yeah, well, rock style is like a never-ending. Have you ever seen? So a few years ago, a few years ago, I did like a Rachmaninoff style never-ending melody. I think it's like back in school or something. But like Rachmaninoff, he makes beautiful stuff, but it's always like a never-ending melody that never goes back to the main key. So like if you're doing a Rachmaninoff style something. Oh, but rock style. Tico rock style. Thanks. I found you because I was reading about Jim Watson and stumbled across a photo of you guys and looked you up. Oh, awesome. Small world. Yeah, Dr. Watson and Mrs. Watson, I call them my SG parents, my surrogate grandparents. So, yeah, we're really, really close. They're really, really nice people. I met them years ago at a concert, and then I ended up living in their apartment in New York for about 5 years. And yeah, we still talk all the time and stuff like that. Yeah, they're wonderful people. I call them my SG parents, SG ma and SG pa, surrogate grandma, surrogate grandpa. All right. Oh, yeah, yeah. So I met them. So I met them after a concert I gave out in Cold Spring Harbor Lab before I actually moved to New York, and so they love classical music, and we got to talking, and I had dinner at their house afterward. They had a big kind of a dinner party thing after my concert at the Cold Spring Harbor Lab. And then I went back to Boston. I was living there and finishing up my master's, and I had just applied for like the AD program, Artist Diploma at Juilliard. And so a few months later, I got into the program. So we were talking on the phone or email or something. I was like, oh yeah, so I just got in, so I'm going to be looking for a place to live in New York. And they're like, oh, well, we have an unused apartment that we never use right in Midtown. Why don't you just live there? So I did, and I ended up living there for like 5 years, and it was the 35th and 36th floors of the United Nations Plaza building across the street from the UN on 49th and 1st Ave. And it was like a 40-some hundred square foot duplex penthouse apartment. There was another penthouse above, but it was one of the penthouses, I guess. I think it had to have been. It's huge. It was massive. It was 2 floors. There were 2 staircases in the New York apartment. And they let me live there all by myself. So I had this giant like mansion, to be able to live in New York. It was really like, and I didn't, New York is crazy expensive, especially for a student. And so yeah, I lived there, and over those 5 years, we got really, even closer and stuff. And they'd come in every once in a while to the city because they live out in Long Island. And we'd have food and meet and eat and all that kind of stuff. And anyway, but yeah, no, they're really great people. We're still in touch, even though I moved out to Seattle. How old was I when I first met them? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, 20 something? I don't know. All right. If you have a conversation with any dead composer brought back to life, who would it be? I don't know if I'd want to do that. Thanks for the stories. Oh yeah, no problem. The Watsons are great people. They love classical music, and they're like family. I call them my SG parents, surrogate grandparents. All right, let's try some Rachmaninoff too. And again, this is I can't play this. Like literally, like I'm like starting to play it almost like so it sounds like a piece of music is big deal right now. Cause I just like as of a few days ago, I could kind of like I practiced it for real a few days ago, and I actually could like start playing bits and pieces of it, like a few measures at a time together. So it's gonna sound horrible, but yeah, I'm gonna try. The beginning part sounds cool. On my lunch break. Oh, good. So if you're tuning in, this is a really, really raw version of Rock 2, the first movement, because I just finally have been able to kind of play it almost in 2 measure chunks without stopping. Huh. on, Charlie. Ah, I'm screwing up. What am I doing? Oh, I'm forgetting a note. Third time's the charm. Let's play that part again. That's so schmaltzy. I'm getting much schmaltzier than that. Where am I? Okay, I lost where I am. Here it is. Oh, left hand, Charlie, left hand. Try that again. This is good. Try again. And this part's a little different. Why wouldn't you want to talk to a composer? Oh, I don't know. At Gabriel Shaw, I feel like it would contaminate Charlie's mind. Maybe. I don't know. Why would you want to talk to a composer? I don't know if I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Why wouldn't you want to talk to a composer? Not sure. But I don't think I would want to. Gabriel Shaw, I feel like it would contaminate Charlie's mind. Dang, just tuned in at the right time, started playing my own interpretation of the 18th variation. Oh, are you talking about the Paganini variations? I've done that one before. I haven't played that in a while though. I'm very, very early learning this rock concerto. Also feel like it would mostly be a disappointment. Hi Charlie on my lunch breaks. Hello. Charlie is a composer. If he has the skills to imitate, don't you think Bruce Adolphe is the one? I'm not familiar with Bruce Adolphe. All right. Let's keep going. Sock is, come on, sock. There we go. Counting electrolytes, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Alrighty. Where were we? Molly, calm down. Okay. Did I turn this off? Oh, I didn't. Okay. Wait, no. Oh, shoot. Now it came. Now I'm starting to hear myself. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that's better. I could play it better than I could play like a week or two ago because I basically couldn't play it at all. So that's good. So some of you were here earlier. I was talking about how I bought this music apparently in July of 2011. And I think I at some point learned some of the notes of the first couple movements, but I couldn't actually like play the thing at all. I have like certain notes written in, like ledger line notes and stuff. Like last week I spent one day where I really practiced the first movement and I actually could like start playing it to this level, which is not fancy at all, but better than I could. I can actually like almost kind of is recognizable. Love rock. How do you play those huge chords at the start without rolling them? Well, I leave out some notes. So the bottom, I play those all. I don't play this. I'm not playing that. Left that one out. Left that one out. Played all of those. Left the middle one out this time. Left the top one out. Left the top one out. It sounds about the same. That's not a final verdict on those. I'm obviously early in my stage of learning this piece. But yeah, oftentimes leave notes out can sound just about as good and be, it can almost seem like it's not bad. Well, what am I trying to say? Sometimes you can leave certain notes out and it still sounds okay. In pieces. Love Rachmaninoff's harmony, sounding great. Bruce Adolph does the Piano Puzzler podcast. Oh, he takes a random tune and plays in the style of famous composer piece. Like a quiz. Oh, cool. Oh, who was that? Oh, it was our neighbors. They brought some food over. Thanks. All right, let's try the second movement. I can play the slow parts okay. The fast part is super slow and not okay, but whatever. Let's try. So, fun fact. When I was a kid, you know the song? When I was young. It's like the... Who sings that? All by myself. Who sings that song? I knew that song when I was a kid from like radio or something. Oh, I love Celine Dion. She's awesome. Yeah, I love Celine Dion as a singer. She's amazing. Like, yeah. One of my favorite songs, the Titanic one, she sings. I had a Celine Dion CD when I was a kid. She's amazing. Okay, so she sings it. So it's all like Burt Bacharach. No, I don't know Burt Bacharach. No. I'm not familiar with him. Burt Bacharach. So it basically is the same piece here. So like this rock second movement is basically all by myself, but without the chorus part that goes all by myself. So it basically sounds like the verse is just repeating. So every time I hear the rock second concerto second movement, I keep wanting to hear all by myself, and it never comes. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Background, you hear this, but I play. I don't think I'll ever get the all by myself out of my head whenever I finally learn this piece. Whatever the notes are, I'm just adding stuff. pretty once I can learn the notes. And the third movement, I don't know the notes at all. So, anyway, it's a pretty piece. Okay. What are your interests outside of music? Oh, geez. I like lots of things outside of music. So some of you might know I was interested in medicine and business. So I did my undergrad in economics and pre-med. Not sure if I was gonna do music as a career. So I'm really interested in business and finance and, business news and all that stuff. So all that good stuff. Medicine, I don't really do anything with medicine anymore. Or I never really did, but it was pre-med stuff. But business stuff, finance stuff, I love keeping up with all that. Piano takes up a lot of time. Traveling is fun. That kind of goes along with piano. Traveling is fun in moderation. I'm not the kind of person who would want to be on the road 300 days of the year. That would be awful for me. I mean, some people would want to give like 300 concerts a year. I think that sounds awful. Like I would not want that for me personally, but that's just my preference. That's funny because I'm a finance med major. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I did. I did the Harvard BAMM program. So Harvard NEC BAMM program. So at Harvard I did economics as my concentration. They don't call them majors, they're concentrations because they're trying to be fancy, I guess. I don't know. There's no reason it's not called a major. And I did pre-med. I did a lot of the pre-med recs actually at a community college in high school, and then I did some at Harvard, and I eventually just decided not to do med school. Interned on Wall Street, so I had an internship right at NYSE Euronext. So I was like on the 16th floor or 17th floor, right upstairs from the trading floor, which had just had a Starbucks built. So when I was there, that was a long time ago. But I didn't want to do that for a career, so I realized that music was a passion and medicine and finance were interests, so and there's a big difference between them. What's the chances of that? I interned there at NYSE Euronext for 3 or 4 months on it. It was a 3-month internship, but I had concerts. I was performing at the same thing. Healthcare and investing. Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, I had I even went as far as like when I was deciding. So right when I was finishing up my my NEC portion. So the program is like it's 5 years, but you're full time at Harvard for the first 4, just like you live there, everything. And during this first 4, you graduate at the same as everyone at Harvard, but you're also doing your first year master's during that first 4 years. So then you only have to do 1 more year after the 4 years are done at NEC, which is your second year of your master's. So instead of taking 4 plus 2, it only takes like 4 plus 1 because you've done your first year already. Anyways, yeah, when I was deciding before, should I go on and do my AD or go into business or something? Like I remember when I made the decision, I called up Blackstone because I had like a final round at Blackstone interview coming up, and I canceled. And I was like, I'm going the music way, and or something like that. So anyway, yeah, I canceled my final round Blackstone interview. Probably making a whole lot more money doing that. But anyway, let me peer around here. I have my little tripod set up, and then I can see the comments better on my computer here because they disappear quickly on the phone. So interests outside of music, yeah. So those are interests. Since moving to Seattle, I mean, like when the weather's nice, I love doing. I was talking about this earlier, yard work and stuff. It's actually kind of fun, and I think it's the instant gratification because like you go out there and fertilize and cut the lawn and do all this stuff, and it's just like instantly looks good and trim and power wash everything that you own, pretty much. Like, it's like instant gratification. You go out there and you're like, it works. You put mulch down, all that stuff. It's fun. It's kind of like stress relieving, especially when you can't like go anywhere nowadays, right? Great that you're doing this. I'm supposed to be practicing myself rather than watching you practice. Oh, great work, Charlie. I love that movement. Oh, thank you. But Bacharach is a pop composer from the 60s. Well, Burt Bacharach is a pop composer from the 60s, 70s. Most of Dionne Warwick's songs were composed by him. Oh, awesome. Wish I could come to you in the orchestra part. LOL. Yeah, that would be cool. it's a bit hard for that kind of thing with the lag, right? Because there's always some lag. Sergei Rachmaninoff. Ha! Off to practice now. See you soon. All right, take care. Have fun practicing. Finance, travel sucks, in the healthcare investing. Oh, working for healthcare, hedge funds, etc. Good decision on music. Yeah, it's I mean, you know, you always kind of like wonder, you know. But you know, I love music. But yeah, probably, you know, I think music is one of those things where people think you make. I mean, it's like a glamorous looking lifestyle, right? Like, you know, like from the outside, it might look like, oh, you pull up to, you know, you have a fancy rental car, you pull up to the concert and you walk backstage. It looks like your name's in the lights and the spinning thing, and your picture's on some billboard somewhere or something. I mean, yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. I love, it's like if I see my picture on a one time I was in, not really billboard, but one time I was in like Norway, the first time I was in Norway, performing there. First time I was performing there, that is. They had like a giant picture. There's a video on my YouTube about like, it was from Norwegian TV and they show it. It was like, it had to have been like probably 5 normal stories. It was like 3 the concert hall stories, and the outside of the building, my giant face on it, and it was like, that was cool. But yeah, I mean, so it looks glamorous from the outside, music, but it's really, you know, it's just like anything. There's good parts about it and not so cool parts about it. But that's, I think every industry is like that. But yeah, probably would have made more money in finance, but I enjoy music. But yeah, I'm not the type of person who would want to travel. You know, some people would travel, you know, they want 300 concerts a year, like every single day almost. And I think the most concerts I've given in a single year was like 77. And that was too much. It was too much. It was fun. I'm glad I had that experience, absolutely. But been there, done that kind of a thing. You know what I mean? When it's too much, it becomes, you know, it becomes tiring, right? Mentally, physically, all that kind of stuff. I think we're about to have a renaissance of art. Well, that would be nice. That would be cool. All right, let's do, I don't know, I'm gonna make something up. I feel like just playing something. Let's make something up. Let's improvise. We still have like some people here. Oh, I really think there'll be a new public interest in more highbrow. I mean, it would be neat if music kind of had or classical music had its moment. Not just necessarily just classical, but it's a unique situation because, like, you know, people, I think the way it's being made is changing in some ways, in the sense that, like, you know, music has become, I think entertainment in general, music and entertainment and arts and entertainment, all that has become very, it's almost, I don't know what the good way to say it is. It's kind of like it's expected to be free. And I think part of that is, you know, you look at like the streaming services and stuff like that. It's a quick, you know, thing, you know, in the past you'd buy a record if you wanted a song or something. Maybe you buy an album of a CD just because you like one piece on it or one song on it, and you would have, you had to buy the whole CD. So you get 12 songs you didn't care about just to hear one song, and it cost $20 or something, right? And then it's kind of shifted to, well, the iTunes model where you can buy individual songs for like $1, $1.20 or whatever it is. And now it's becoming to, you know, you pay $5 a month or something and you get unlimited songs from unlimited artists. But the problem with that is that it becomes essentially not, it's hard for people to make a living on that because, you know, instead of getting originally like $20 for something that you make, you go down to $1 before any of the commissions and fees and stuff. And then now it's like you get like a fraction of a penny or something. So even the big like pop people, I think, probably have a big hit on that side of things. But at least they're getting like millions and millions and millions of views, whereas classical music you get tens of views, hundreds maybe, if you're lucky a few thousand. So you know, it's not ideal in terms of the making music and selling it part. It's changing a lot. But at the same time, it's more accessible to a lot of people. So it's kind of you know, who knows. But yeah, all right, let's do an improv. I feel like it. Why not? All right. Let's make something up. Coffee first. What time is it? 11 o'clock. Well, it's nice to meet you, Christopher. follow on Facebook too, because I post a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff that's, you know, not movie stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's make something up. Oh, 4-note improvs. Yeah, that's always fun when there's audiences and stuff. Fun. Have you ever played in Sydney? If not, would you? So I played years ago in the 2008 Sydney International Piano Competition. I made it to like the semi-final round or something, and then I got eliminated. I actually went onto the Sydney Opera House stage to get like an award or something. So I played in a competition in Sydney. So I performed in Sydney, but not as a concert. I would love to. I'd love to perform in Sydney. Sydney is one of my most favorite cities. It's so beautiful, circular quay and all that stuff. But they've got to invite me. I gotta, some concert orchestra or presenter or something's got to invite me for me to be able to go. But I would love to be invited to perform in Sydney again. Well, again, it's kind of depends if you count a competition or not. But I would love to. That would be awesome. Sydney's amazing. I also got to see the Blue Mountains while I was there too. I think it's just south of Sydney. I think so. D flat G E F. Yeah, I probably could. Should I do one? Yeah, I can do a quick one. All right, let's do that. Chris, are you in Sydney? Are you down under? Sydney's awesome. Beautiful. It's going in winter there now, right? I guess it's fall. When I was there, it was our summer, which was it was Australia's winter, it was still warm. I mean, it's still warm. I can't imagine what it would be like in the summertime for there, like our winter. It must be really, really hot. I can see the Opera House from my apartment balcony. Oh, awesome. So you're like right around that. Oh, that's amazing. No, I would love to be there to perform. So if you know anyone, Chris, or you know the orchestra people or anyone on the board or whoever makes the decisions there, poke them for me. I would love to play in Sydney. Improv on D flat G E F. Okay. Let's see. What style do I want? Let's do a 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. of notes. All right. All right. You live near Brett's old apartment. Who said violin? I don't know. Many classical music people hear about my rich Jew med business peeps about, especially with the Jim Watts connection. Oh, awesome. I was actually, what is it? I recently did a ABC, not America, but Australia ABC radio thing. Let's see if I can find that link. Actually, it might have been it was a few months ago, probably almost a year ago, not quite. Charlie Albright, ABC, Australia. I think something popped up. Yeah, on, what's the radio show called? It was on, oh shoot, where is it? Okay, here's the thing. What was the radio? Oh, Future Tense. Future Tense. It was last fall. Let me see if I have the link. Oh yeah, here. Ta-da! Here's the link. Future Tense. It was remote though. It was because so they saw an article that I wrote for CNN, and about how it was called classical, in quotes, music is dying, and that's the best thing for classical music, no quotes. So meaning like the classical rules of classical music are dying, and that's a good thing. And so they wanted to interview me on that. So that's what that link is. Okay. I am going to need to get some food here pretty soon. Let's play one fun song. What song should I play? Maybe something jazzy? Oh, I feel as though you're like an exotic specimen of science/business people. I feel like they're your market. Maybe. Let's see, how about, what have I played lately that's been kind of fun? What should I play? Maybe a quick Boogie-Woogie. Yeah, how about that? Boogie-Woogie. I thought maybe you were Jim Watts' designer baby or something. LOL. No kidding. I also wondered. No, not a designer baby. No. That's pretty funny though. All right. Well, I am going to. Oh, I just realized your last name is surname. I'm assuming. Probably not your real name, right? I'm assuming that's probably just a placeholder for your last name. But that's pretty clever, surname with two N's. Okay, so anyway, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I'm gonna go eat. Yeah, I figured it's not your real surname. I just realized I didn't really look at it closely. I'm like, surname, wait a minute. That's a little suspicious. Just kidding. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks, Paul, Charles. Oh, hi, Charles. Didn't even notice the typo. Oh, well, maybe if you put surname, it wouldn't have let you done it. Maybe they have a rule against that. If it was like spelled right, surname. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so if you haven't clicked the like button, do it so that the algorithm is all, you know, good stuff and all that. And follow on Facebook, Instagram, and all that. Nice to meet you, Christopher. And it's good to see you all, you know, Paul and Charles and Gabriel and all, you know, all the other people that were here today. And I think the next live stream I'm doing is with the Tacoma Symphony thing next on Saturday. I'll probably be on their Facebook. I think it's definitely their, I think it's their Facebook page. Anyway, so you take care. Oh, I've got more of the Grieg Concerto from Bergen, Norway, uploaded and ready to go. So I'll periodically upload another. It's still second and third movement I haven't uploaded, and then the encore, which I did Great Balls of Fire in Norway. This is fun. Just spread the news about you, man. Oh, thanks, Chris. And okay, you guys all stay safe and healthy and all that good stuff. And see you next time. All right, bye.